Hello and welcome to Firefighting in Canada this week. It's Friday, April 21st, 2017. Today's edition is brought to you by FFIC, a division of CVIS Incorporated, Canada's largest insurer of firefighters. I'm Tamar Atik, and here are the top stories. A tentative deal has been reached between firefighters and the City of London, Ontario, after 6 years without a contract. Emergency managers from across northwestern Ontario met last week in Dryden at the Northwest Response Forum. And training officer Domenic Guaragna explains his department's new operating guidelines for elevator rescue. The longest contract dispute in Canadian firefighting history may come to an end this week. Since 2010, firefighters in London have been without a formal contract. But last Wednesday, a tentative agreement was reached between the city and the London Professional Firefighters Association. Arbitration was expected to last until next year, but talks recently resumed under a city manager. Former city manager Art Zudema was reported to be unfriendly with union leaders. In January, former union president John Hassan posted a Twitter video claiming his early retirement was due to Zudema ruining City Hall. According to the London Free Press, the association wants to raise salaries retroactively to 2014. Afterward, a subsequent contract would be negotiated. Almost 200 delegates heard presentations at the Northwest Response Forum about disaster prevention, response, and mitigation. Editor Laura King was in Dryden and reports.
Tamar, this forum included police, fire, paramedics, wildland firefighters, emergency management officials, and representatives of NGOs such as the Red Cross. The focus was on the next generation of emergency management, but delegates were mostly drawn to lessons learned from big events, in particular the Fort McMurray wildfire. Dryden Fire Chief Ken Kurtz, whose community houses a Domtar pulp mill, the Ministry of Natural Resources wildfire headquarters, and other industrial operations, says the forum brings together responders to network and share best practices, but also to try to prevent large-scale emergencies in the region.
I hope the takeaway from this event is that everyone will go back to their communities and strengthen partnerships between their agencies, the emergency services, the Red Cross agencies, the government agencies. We all need to work together during an emergency, and it's critical that we all plan and work and train together to prevent serious emergencies from happening in northwestern Ontario.
An incident command exercise run by Firefighting in Canada columnist and Winnipeg Assistant Chief Jay Shaw gave delegates a glimpse of the magnitude of dealing with a large-scale event and provided lots of insight on working with the media during a crisis.
Canada is quickly becoming a high-rise nation according to population experts, with about 10% of Canadian homes in high-rise buildings. Domenic Guaragna is a training officer with Vaughan Fire and Rescue Services north of Toronto. He says fire departments need to be prepared to handle elevator rescue demands. Last year, Vaughan Fire and Rescue responded to almost 100 elevator rescue calls. In the April issue of Canadian Firefighter magazine, Guaragna explains the do's and don'ts of elevator rescues. Most importantly, don't try to repair the elevator.
The biggest component of having our staff better trained was we trained on actual elevators. We went to City Hall and a local community center, so we kind of felt exactly how a safe elevator rescue should flow. It wasn't just a PowerPoint, and that kind of really brought the training in SOG to life.
That's our show for now from Annex Business Media's NicheTV newsroom. Thank you to our sponsor, FFIC. On behalf of all of us here at NicheTV, thanks for watching.